Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere. give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere you say, anywhere.
You know, I was going to just have a glass of eggnog, but I'm going to wait till Saturday afternoon for a full, proper victory show. And that's what it's going to be called, Victory Saturday. We're going to do it about 9:30. Make sure you join. Bring your eggnog or your favorite beverage. Again, don't go out and drink and drive, and don't drink till you turn 21. But we are here tonight because there's just so much that's been happening. I mean, there's just so much that's been happening. Major news coming across. Mark Cerny having his TED Talk. Make sure you vote in that poll. Did you watch Mark Cerny's TED Talk today? I mean, I actually got through it this time, and I'm pretty proud of myself. I understood what he was saying most of the time, but what his TED Talk confirmed was that the PS5 Pro with PSSR is going to get better. He confirmed that they have RDNA 3 and 4 in the console. He called it like an RDNA 2 Plus because they took, as we told you guys over here, they took parts of RDNA 3 and some of RDNA 4 that's in there. He explained the difference between RDNA 3 and why they couldn't go full RDNA 3. Here's the good news. It does sound like that the next PlayStation is going, they've all but confirmed the next PlayStation in this. And the upscaling technology, as I just said, is going to get better. So, and it's already really good. Okay, it's already real good. So, but you know, he did thank Digital Foundry for moving off of the pixel count. He said he called the whole T-flop thing, he called it flop-pocalypse or something like that, or flopflation. How you people are way too caught up in it. Again, RDNA 3, and again, let me make this clear. I want to give another big shout out to my inside source, Lou Wafa, who originally said that the PS5 was going to be 16.6 teraflops. The PS5 he was talking about was the Pro. And all the PS5 is a cut down of the Pro in the RDNA 2 spec line. the RDNA, but with the way Cerny kept saying it, the way he was saying it was like it's a mid-gen refresh, so they wanted to target the graphics and the frame rate. And I think the guy sitting next to Cerny, I don't know if he worked for Insomniac Games, but he was explaining how each triangle and cube is, has to be mathematically done, and just how fast the PlayStation does it. So I highly recommend you watch his TED Talk. It's about, I want to say it's 27 minutes long. And it's actually, I got through it. I actually was understanding what he was talking about. So, but he did say, they chose 6 different games, and when they first showed it, doing 6 different things. So, and, we had that happen. You had Satya Nadella, not Phil Spencer, not Amy the Hood, not Sarah Bond. Not Tim Stewart. Finally come out and just say that they're pretty much all but done with Xbox hardware. They're going full third party. And does this mean that Xbox is going to put the hashtag host slate on PlayStation and Nintendo? No, but they're going to put the majority of their games on PlayStation. There's no red line. Now, understand? So I want to first acknowledge, let me make sure I make this clear. If you have an Xbox and you've been following me, King Thrash, Porter Rock, J-Dub, these are just people I know that I know talked about this constantly. Reforged Gaming, everybody that has followed those guys and guys in that vein, so to speak, or guys from that branch of the tree, you all have been kept in the loop on what Xbox is doing. There is, I don't know who else for you all to go talk to about this. However, if you listen to, so I don't feel sorry, and I agree with Reforged Gaming, I don't feel sorry for the Bleed Green podcast and anybody in that vein. Anybody in that vein has been lying, and that's my opinion, or at the worst, they've been misleading their audiences. I'll say this, though. For the Xbox guys who built their channel on Xbox, they're getting a lot of pushback. And these are like I'll name them. MBG built his 84,000 subs he was up to when he was an Xbox guy. Now he's not. So these Xbox guys feel betrayed. Again, I'm not saying anything negative about MBG. D-Batch built his channel on Xbox because he attached himself to the RDX podcast. Again, I'm not saying nothing negative about D-Batch. Shout out to D-Batch and to MBG. But these Xbox guys now, they feel they're upset. They feel some kind of way that Xbox is doing this. And I'm trying to tell you all this right now. The Xbox community, the vast majority of them, the hardcore, if you want to call them that, they don't like what Xbox is doing. So they're mad that more people aren't going down with the ship. There's some of them that are like, well, I'm just going to game, and Xbox is my favorite console, and I don't care what anybody else says. And there's nothing wrong with that. There should be more of them like that. However, there's the hardcore people, like there used to be, the crap gamers, the Tim Dogs, all those guys. I mean, you go way back, remember Showstopper and all of them, I don't know if you remember that, so just so you know that, those guys are the ones who, they are struggling right now. They literally are just lying at this point. They're just saying, well, Sony's going to do the same thing. I heard Marlon Gaming Nation talking about it. It's just not. Let me make this clear. Sony can't do anything different until they have another meeting next year with the shareholders, okay? The shareholders. Because this is the way all companies do things, is that the way it makes money is based on what they say to the shareholders. And they can't say one thing to the shareholders in a fiscal year and then change it during the fiscal year. That's just not going to happen. So, and because you're misleading the shareholders, if you have a shareholders meeting and you trade it, I don't know, $48 per share, it's because of what you said at the shareholder meeting. And then 6 months later, you say, well, we're doing something different now. And it's like, that's not the way it's going to work. Now, could Herman Holtz and Hiroki Totoki, I hope I'm saying his name right, come out at the next shareholders meeting in 2025 and say, yeah, you know what? We would like to see some more growth, and we want to look into putting our games on other consoles and things like that. Okay, that'll be different. So do not get caught up in this dirty underwear wash of Sony's doing the same thing. That's what these guys are saying to make themselves feel better. That MLB The Show, Sony makes that game. They don't own the MLB. MLB is owned by the MLB Owners and MLB Players Association. The Lego Aloy game. That is a Lego game that is licensed, that Aloy and those characters are licensed to Lego by Sony. That's what that game is. Part of them cutting that deal with Lego was Lego wanted the game on on Nintendo. They wanted that game on, and Sony agreed to that. They both had to agree to put the game on Xbox. Okay, they haven't done that yet. All right. So, and then the other game, Death Stranding. Death Stranding is owned by Kojima now. Kojima can put that thing on wherever he wants. You know, if he wants to put it on friggin' Netflix or whatever it's called on your TV, he wants to put it on your Android phone. He can put it anywhere he wants. It's now his game. So Sony owned that game until they licensed. They didn't renew it, and they bought the license and they gave the license to Kojima, or Kojima physically bought the license from Sony. Either way works, okay? But these guys are. This has gotten to a point now where they're just saying anything. Like at this point, they're just saying anything. And again, first it was, and the people, all you have to do is listen to the money man, okay? The money hatters are Amy the Hood and Tim Stewart, and they said last November that you're going to start seeing more of their IP pop up on other platforms. And these guys, and then that became a talking point, and then guys like Paris and other people started talking about it, and then, they finally decided and said, well, they need to come together and they need to let us know what they're doing and things like that. So, and then they came out, Phil Spencer was like, well, it's just these 4 games. And at the time, Phil Spencer had the ability to say that. But you need to understand they've shifted more power to Amy and to Tim and to the beautiful Nubian queen, Sarah Bond. And Sarah Bond wants these games on all platforms. And so Phil finally comes out when they have their showcase. Phil came out and said what he said, which is our promise to Xbox gamers that you'll be able to play this day and date on Game Pass. Our promise to the gaming community as a whole is that you will be seeing more of our intellectual property on other platforms. So that was it. And then finally he came out and said no red line. But I agree with what MBG had said today. It's like, even though he said no red line, there's going to be people in the Xbox community that say, well, that doesn't mean what he said. That doesn't mean anything. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? So that's who these guys are. And it's sad at this point. I mean, for me personally, it's kind of sad because we didn't just, let me speak for we. I'm sorry. Me. I just didn't sit here and talk to you all about this stuff just to troll the Xbox people and to get clicks and things like that. I was actually telling you all the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And, what is happening now is that these guys they're just going to say anything they can. Well, Sony's going to do the same thing. You will see Spider-Man on Xbox because look at all the extra money. So look at all the extra money. So it just, and look, Herman Holtz could walk out there next year and say, yep, we're going to do exactly that. But until they do that, it's over and done with. This is over and done with. So if you don't know, Satya Nadella has come out and they have bent the knee. They have bent the knee. PlayStation has won. There is no more console war. Okay, console war is over. So now these guys are going to be forced to do something else. They can keep on trying the console war, but it's just going to become more and more stupid because it is stupid. All right, and they're not going to have anything to talk about. I mean, everything's going to be taken away from them. And I'm going to enjoy, I'm going to enjoy watching them display the lay like a piece of fish on a grill. You got to keep turning the fish real fast. You never grill fish out. You always have to keep constantly moving the fish around because fish cooks really fast. Like, cooks faster than pork, mainly because it's thin. Oh, that was my cooking class right there. So where are we at on this today? Well, first of all, appreciate everybody being here. Let me give a shout out to the ancestors here. CBH for God, how you doing? Tarin Singh, how you doing? Nick's in the house. Hero Down Under. Wonder what time it is in Australia. Corey Massey in the house, how you doing? Let's see here. Mike Johnson's in the house. I see you. Kenneth Williams, a member. He is here. Shout out to him. So, see who else is here. Old Man Gaming Guru. There he is. How you doing, bro? Everybody's here. Stoney says, yo. That's all he says. Fernando Byron says, long live Sony. Yeah, it looks like that's all we're going to have going forward. Well, again, my PS5 Pro is my last console, except maybe Nintendo Switch 2. So I'm kind of paying attention to that, but it's not a big deal. But it is what it is, right? So it's yeah, he so politely told them your tools are worthless and it's not made for a monitor, so change how you speak on Pro. While yeah, I agree. He really did the do to those folks. He did it. And and Cerny's thing was God tier today. So, and now, Xbox is saying everything's an Xbox. In essence, the hardware stuff is over. They're not going to keep making hardware and then people not go buy it. They're just not. They're not. So, and so you're, this is done. This is over with. Now, where are we at today with it? So today, let's talk about From Software and Sony. See, that got put on the back burner, right? Now, if you follow me on Blue Sky, again, Blue Sky, follow me on the Blue Sky app, I put down on Sunday night that you would hear more stuff about Sony and From Software or Kadokawa this weekend. We did. So if you don't know, Sony has made its final pitch to Kadokawa. Let me see if I can find that. Sony. Let me see if we got it here. I saw it the other day. So, all right, here we go. So this is going to come from Screen Rant because what a lot of people don't understand is that with Sony, they make movies and TV shows as well. And so let me see if I can pull this story up. Yep, here we go. All right, so you can see right here. So Sony is locking down its bid to buy Kadokawa, and Screen Rant's one of the trades I follow. Okay, if you like movies and things like that, I recommend TV shows. This is where I vouch for them. They're actually really accurate, and they're fair. So since they're locking down its bid to buy Kadokawa as the anime industry faces an emerging monopoly. So, but clearly it says here that they're covering it from the anime side. So this is the side that a lot of people are saying, well, they're going to have a monopoly and all that kind of stuff. So, but they are the ones who reported this, and this was yesterday. I was going to podcast last night. This is what I was going to talk about. But I'm like, well, I'll just do it on Wednesday. So it says here that they have put in their lockdown. Pages unresponsive. Okay. Wait. So, because I got to move to that other one very fast because y'all going to laugh at this shit. So it says here they have proven to be more than ideal chatter. While there's been plenty of speculation about the possible sale for months, there's been a serious lack. Okay, exit pages. I'm about tired of this. You know, but pretty much this is saying that they have they're locking it down. So this means that in the space of things, they more than likely have come up with a certain cost, and now they're putting this bid in. And I'm thinking, I thought we would hear something before the holiday, and it's cool that we're actually hearing something before the holiday. Okay, and because Sony wanted something in not official, but they wanted something semi-official before the major holidays in the States. I don't know why, but that's kind of the way they were working on it. And it sounds like, based on what's happening, this is what we had. So we're going to keep following this for you, but don't be shocked if at some point by January, I'm January 14th, by January 14th, that you hear, oh, this deal has gone through. So, and now they're just in the process of ironing out the kinks. So, if you like anime, if you're an anime guy, Sony's going to be the go-to. All right, for anime. And again, I have only watched 2 anime shows in my life. So, one was Star Blazers and the other one is Robotech. All right. So again, I'm all for, each one. I enjoy watching each one. I enjoy Star Blazers more. If you want to buy me something for Christmas, you can always buy me the Star Blazers season 1 and 2. But actually, I'm trying to get them now. But ultimately, that's where we're at with that Kadokawa. Because again, you all are talking about that still. And that just goes to show you that the people that are still following this stuff, people like me, your favorite YouTuber isn't talking about it. We know who that is. So because it's not the hot news. It's not, it's not this. But I wanted to give you all that up front because there's still a lot of you all asking what's going on with that. And I appreciate it. I appreciate that. So that's where we're at with it right now as of 1 day ago. So January 14th, that's because I think Sony wants this done by the end of Q1. That way they can spend Q2 and Q3 finishing acquiring everything. So let's see here. But let's drop that story. And hold on. I'm at the wrong page. There we go. Alrighty. So, also, yeah, the Macross saga was good. Yeah, it was fun. I thought the first season of Robotech was Apex cartoon. Okay, I was like 12 years old or something like that. Maybe I was 10. Yeah, maybe because after Star Blazers was done, I'm thinking, man, I'll never see anything. I was a little kid when Star Blazers was on. So like I was tiny. My mom said I didn't understand how you understood what they were doing on that cartoon. She said, in theory, you shouldn't have been able to understand it, So, but yeah, the robot falling in love with the girl, the robot asking the girl to marry him, and then the girl was like, "What?" and she crashed the ship. Still one of the funniest things I've ever seen on TV. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move to our next. I want to put this other story up here because it's just damn funny, and this is gonna be about Well, let me take this one down. So let's move into my woke story because Captain America 1943 has gone full woke. Now let me see if I can put this up on the screen here. Bear with me. Let's see here. There we go. So if you look at the people on the screen there, you have, we'll go left to right. We have a black Howling Commando. If you don't know who the Howling Commandos are, they worked with Captain America. Okay, they worked with Captain America. It's in the comic book. It's comic book accurate. You all can go read the comic books. I'm not going to do the research for you. You got to do your own research. Okay, that's all I think we're asking you to do here. This is Black Panther. I'm not sure which version of Black Panther it is. I mean, Azuri. So if you remember the movie Black Panther that came out in 2018, if you watch that, there was a man there named Azuri that was T'Challa's uncle, I think, and he was played by Forrest Whitaker. That's where they gave that name. And Azuri is a Black Panther. They just gave it to him in that name, trying to pay homage to the name Azuri. Okay, and then here's Black Panther. So you got two black characters. And then this person over here, this woman here, this is Vibranium. So guess what she is? She's part of the Dora Milaje. Okay, now remember, the Dora Milaje didn't always have their heads bald. That was just something that came of the modern kind of comic book thing. So that's it. So you got 3 black folks and you got 1 white guy. That means what? That means the game is woke. So, and the game is woke. It is super woke. It is 75% woke. All right. And now your YouTubers like J-Tech, who's obsessed with woke shit, won't be able to play this game either. He can't play this game. Now, this was the one game that I was disappointed wasn't at the Game Awards or, whatever. It wasn't there. Hold on. Sorry. And so I just want you all to see this firsthand. This is one more game that these guys screaming that things are going woke. And this studio is owned by a woman. So that's another reason why it's woke, right? Because it's a woman that owns the studio. I believe it's the same woman that worked for, and they work for Naughty Dog. Oh, now you see the conspiracy. Now it's a conspiracy now because see now Naughty Dog was woke first, and the wokeness shoved off on this person here. So the game is woke. I'm telling you, and you're gonna have people out there not playing this game. I mean, so this is why I was saying to you guys before that everything is going woke, and if you don't go woke, you get left behind. And so you're seeing it right here. This is a Marvel game. This is part of, it's going to be the rise of Hydra, which we know in the Captain America world is during World War II. The Hydra group is based on a real group of Nazi soldiers that Hitler sent out to find like all these weird artifacts and things like that. Okay, so that's reality. That is actually true. So that's what, and remember Stan Lee's person. Stan Lee was served in World War II, I believe. So rest in peace to Stan Lee. And Jack Kirby, rest in peace. Rest in peace. So, but just so you know, this is another game that's going woke. And this is just, I said before, this is why I was saying J-Tech needed to watch what he said about this shit because he was going to get a big ass surprise. Now, this is just one more game he can't play because he's part of the whole anti-woke thing, right? I'm pro-woke, right? I became woke after playing Dragon Age because Dragon Age actually, people complaining and said something about the pronouns. And I said, yeah, there's this whole switch on there about pronouns. But guess what? It's default set off. So you don't have to toggle the switch at all. It's just off, And so it is what it is. And you can romance, as a male, you can romance, you can romance the dwarf, the sorceress, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting the vibe that the sorcerer is, I think he's a little light in his loafers, and you might just be able to take a butt in this. I mean, I don't know. It's BioWare, right? And nobody's had their butt taken unless they want it taken. And you might, and let me make this clear, you might be able to take a butt. I mean, I'm not sure because I'm not going. My character ain't going to do that. So now, when I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey and I was using the guy, I took a couple of people. I took a couple of those guys' butts. Okay, I took a butt or two in that with the guy. But I also, when I played as the girl, I was hooking up with the guys and the girls. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get this woman laid. She's out here putting her life on the line. So anyway, but just so you know, if you are anti-woke, I don't want to see these guys playing Captain America. Okay, if you're everything is woke and it's wokey woke. This game is 75% woke, and I don't want to see the people who are anti-woke that are that have a problem with a Marvel character, two Marvel characters, maybe. There's hints of possibly a third Marvel character being in this, maybe Reed Richards, somebody in that vein, or from this time. Don't know where Reed Richards comes in. So we're going to see. I know Reed Richards. Red Skull could be in this, okay? And we don't know, right? But it don't matter because the game studio is a woman is behind the game. And the game got 3 black characters, and the game is woke, right? Doesn't matter that it's comic book accurate. I mean, we know Black Panther's black, right? Right? Okay. You know the Howling Commandos. And again, I don't want you to believe me. I always challenge you all to go do your own reading. You'll find out about the Howling Commandos. Go do it. Matter of fact, if you want to do it easier, you can go ahead and watch the first Captain America movie. I think it's the first Avenger. Go ahead and watch that. You will see the Howling Commandos, okay? You will. So, and you'll also see the first black Captain America, and you will see him again in the Captain America movie, New World Order. And you're going to get the introduction of Adamantium in that movie. But I highly recommend you watch. If you're going to go watch New World Order, you need to watch the Eternals as well. That's just to help you understand what's happening. Watch the Eternals. It is what it is. So, and the MCU going to be woke as well because Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, is the strongest character they got right now. That's woke. Then Captain Marvel, and now you're going to have Shang-Chi. He's also one of the strongest characters. So you see. And then you have the Young Avengers that's going to be led by Miss Marvel and Kate Bishop. And they'll add Spider-Man, and they'll add more people. They're going to add young T'Challa as well. But it's going to be woke. And I keep on trying to say this, okay? Yes, Scott, I agree. Spoiler there, when Roy died. Man, that cartoon was in the 80s, right? You had people dying. You had an interracial relationship on this. This is a cartoon in the 80s. I'm like, man, what am I looking at here? So, but this is kind of jump there. But understand, if you're going to play 1943 Marvel, and again, it's on the Unreal 5 engine, we know it's going to be beautiful on the PS5 Pro. We've seen some of the early, we haven't seen any gameplay. We've seen some early stuff. Looks promising. Of course, I'm like you all. I want to see more gameplay, just like all of you do. Gameplay is king, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm excited about this game, and stay tuned here if you want to learn more about this game because I'm actually following this game. But again, when you have people, Rudolph is woke. Why is Rudolph is brown? He's woke. Oh my God. When did that start then? So the woke stuff started before we were born. We were born into this war. Oh my gosh. And that should be coming on pretty soon. Oh my goodness. So if you all watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, it's woke because it's woke because the reindeer are all brown. and they pulling an old white man around. This going into people's houses, and there's little boys and little girls in those houses. How does Santa know that the children have been good? That must be he's spying on the kids. So Santa is a perv now. Getting kids to sit on his lap. Yeah, he got an old white man whipping the brown reindeer. Santa Claus is racist now. Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah, look. Shout out to J-Tech TV. He been doing this longer than me. But if he's anti-woke, he ain't gonna be playing GTA 6 because you got a female protagonist. That's woke, right? Right? He ain't gonna be playing the Captain America game because it's woke. Because you got 3 black characters, right? I'm just saying. All right? He's not gonna go see the Captain America movie because that's woke. I mean, again, here's why I'm saying this. Is because, and this is not to pick on J-Tech, this is just to say if these guys are gonna stand strong on what they're doing, they better not be watching this because I will do videos calling them hypocrites. Yeah, I will do it. All right? I will do it. How is Pokemon woke? Yeah, South of Midnight is going to be considered woke too. Rudolph the blue-nosed reindeer, he has dropped the red nose. Yeah, Rudolph is no longer red. He's blue now. So yeah, I mean, that's funny. So just understand that everything is going woke. You know, the Naughty Dog game is woke. Space Marines 2 woke because all the I haven't played that yet. I will be buying that. Gee whiz, Saturday. That's the plan. Saturday morning, maybe Sunday. But I'm going to GameStop Saturday because I'm buying all my gift cards and stuff Saturday. So I'll be out, and when I'm out, I'll do it. So, well, I've never seen the AD. The AD, everything is woke before. Yeah, I guess so. Pokemon character, yeah, I've never seen Pokemon. So, like, I've never watched it, I should say. So, I know what a Pokemon is. I bought my ex girlfriend something called a Pikachu. Well, I won a Pikachu for her at Kings Island, the amusement park. I had to shoot these basketballs, and you had to make out of 10 balls, you had to make 8 shots. I made like 8. I made 7 in a row, and because I was on that day, and of course you got to shoot a perfect ball at those amusement parks. So just so you know, got me really laughing now. So I'm just challenging you all. Going into 2025 to make sure you follow up on what these people are saying. Okay? Was this level of complaining about Tomb Raider lore? No, there wasn't. I mean, I've never been a big fan of the Lara Croft Tomb Raider games. I do like the 3 that came out, the more recent ones, but I've never been a fan of that. No, there was not this much complaining. There just never has been. So it is what it is. So you took all of the GameStop gift. Well, I mean, these are gift cards for my family. So my brother and his girlfriend, I'm gonna get them one. I don't know where they like Longhorn Steakhouse, but I can't find one for Longhorn. But my mom, I'm just gonna get her something from what's the name of that place? I forgot the name of it. Bed and Body Works. She likes the lotions and shit. She just likes that, stuff around the house. So yeah, my girl's already got her stuff. And she's getting, what is she gonna get me? I don't know, but she went to Victoria's Secret, so whatever she gets me is gonna be fine. I don't need a whole lot. So got everything here. So the Chocolate Thunder Bunk, he always stay woke because yeah, that's true. He always is woke. Because he can't poop because that's called getting it ready. So The term woke comes from the alt-right, a bunch of racist white people. So again, shout out to the white. This is why I told you guys. Remember about a month and a half ago, what did I say about racism and white supremacy? I said it affects everybody. It even affects white people. This now you're seeing it. Now I said that, and you may not have been able to understand what I said, but you're actually seeing it play out in real time. So it's sad that you have to see it, but it's good that you experience it, because now you can say, yeah, this either you're going to say this is bullshit or this is not. And I'm glad Reforged Gaming, shout out to him. He just called these guys gaming tourists, because I can talk about The Witcher next. Now, I'm going to spoil The Witcher 3 at this point. So if you don't want to know the spoilers, then you need to sign off for about 10 minutes and then come back. All right, go ahead and do it. Again, The Witcher 3 came out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One or whatever it was at the time. So I'm going to spoil it. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So now I'm going to give you my 3 endings of Witcher, and I didn't play Witcher 1 or 2. My understanding is that if you carry over the save of Witcher 1 and 2 into 3, okay, my girl better give me some pudding. Yeah, okay. So at the end of Witcher 3, I don't know all the endings if you played Witcher 1 and 2, because they said they had like 19 different endings if you did that. So Jenna Hayes said, you think these fools will call? Yes, they will, Jenna. You'll see. You'll see. It'll be, even though, just to jump to that real fast, even though the first group of people complaining, we as black people complain that we don't have enough representation. We were told by white people, go to school, get the degree, go start your own companies, and create your own games. Okay, fair enough. I am with that. I'm with that 100%. Go to school, go become an entrepreneur, create. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. That's exactly what they did with the whole South of Midnight thing. And now it is, oh, well, now it's DEI and it's woke. So it's always, remember, like I said, they're always going to say something else all the time. And so, like I said before, it's sad that you're experiencing this stuff. It is. Because none of y'all deserve it. Well, some of you all might. But nobody really deserves this. This is an intrusion into the gaming space by a bunch of alt-right white men who are upset that they feel like things are being forced on them. And to some extent, they're not wrong. All right? But they're saying that this all this stuff with feminism and the Me Too movement, and people lost their jobs and all this stuff. So we just saw that one black woman come out after 24 years and say the Duke lacrosse players didn't assault her. Again, so we got to stop act like believe all women's. We don't. I am in that camp, but anyway, because again, I can't blame Twitter, because there is another app called Blue Sky that none of this is happening on. That's where I'm posting a lot of my stuff. And I am starting to see more of a migration over to Blue Sky. So again, Blue Sky is Twitter. Blue Sky is Twitter before Elon Musk bought it and took the reins off. That's what Blue Sky is. So and I'm hoping Sony makes a deal with Blue Sky so we can start posting our pictures again. Can't do that on Twitter anymore. You gotta use a stupid app, and it's just like 10 steps. All right. So Witcher 3. All right, let me give you my 3 endings. I've beaten Witcher 5 times, and people don't believe it, but that's fine. I've beaten Witcher 5 times. The first ending I got, Geralt of Riviera dies. That's the first ending that I got. All right. Why does he die? Because Ciri dies. Now they're saying that, well, maybe she didn't die, but Geralt thinks she's dead, and that's why he goes off and does something stupid, and he dies. Okay, that was the first ending I got. I went online and said, why did I get the ending where Geralt died? Okay, and I found out, well, if you try to oversee what Ciri is doing when she's trying to make a lot of decisions, she feels that she has something to prove, and then she goes out and does something stupid. So the next time I played The Witcher, I went through the whole game. I got it when the DLC came out. It was called Hearts and Stones. I believe it's called Hearts and Stones or Hearts and Love or something like that. And I played through it again. I let Ciri do her own thing. And I got the ending where Ciri became a princess or a queen. She takes over Nilfgaard. If you play the Witcher game, Geralt of Riviera is hired to go by the king to go find his daughter. Okay, that's one of the many things going on in The Witcher. So, alt-right women crying no girl women in video games. Well, I mean, again, I'm all for people going to creating their own video games. I'm for people becoming entrepreneurs and creating their own stuff. I'm pro-entrepreneur. Okay, that's part of America, right? Starting your own business. Go ahead and do it. It's okay. I'm all for that. But anyway. So I got the ending where Ciri becomes a princess, okay? Or a queen if you want to. The ending on that one, according to Dandelion, was that because of Geralt and Yennefer, I chose Yennefer of Brandenburg to be my woman, who is the witch that he starts out with at the beginning in the castle. So I just stayed with her. And so you could go to the whorehouses and hook up with other women. I didn't do that because they said Yennefer will know that you're out there whoring around, so she could just sense it, right? So I didn't do that. So I did the whole video. I did the game. I did Hearts and Stone or Hearts and Love, whatever it was called. And Ciri became a princess. And it's Dandelion's talking to you at the end when he says Ciri would come by every once in a while to visit and hang out. But because she was the queen, she couldn't really hang out. So then the other DLC comes out called Blood and Wine. Arguably the greatest DLC ever made. Arguably. And so now I play it a third time. Now I have all 3 chapters, so to speak. And at the end of Blood and Wine, because it gives you extra decisions you get to make, Geralt of Riviera this is Blood and Wine. Geralt is with Yennefer, because that's who I chose. Geralt owns a winery, because I did those missions in Blood and Stone so that he can own the winery. He retires with Yennefer at a winery. However, Ciri becomes a Witcher. Now, if you get the ending where Ciri becomes a Witcher, you will hear Dandelion, that's who's doing your epilogue, saying that the adventures of the fair-haired Witcher started to cleanse, started to spread around the lands, and how Ciri had all these adventures and things like that. So this is the canonized ending, as Ciri becomes a Witcher. So if you get the other endings, it's not that those endings don't count, but the developer is saying that they're not going to poop over the endings. I don't know how you get the ending that she's a queen or a princess, and if she becomes a witch, or what does she do? Leave the queen? I mean, again, I don't know. I'm saying I don't know how that's going to work. I'm not angry. Okay, not angry with it. I'm just kind of like, okay, how is this going to work? And I'm excited about the game. So the first thing these guys say is that Ciri cannot be a witcher according to the lore. That's not true. That is not true. They in the lore, they've tried to get women to become witchers, but they don't survive the trials. Ciri, if you play Witcher 3, you will hear Vesemir say she never finished the trials. So her mutation wasn't complete. All right, even though she had the eyes, she had the Witcher eyes. If you look at Ciri's eyes, they have cat eyes. Like Witchers have cat eyes. And Ciri has that, but because she has elder blood, elven blood, because she has that, she's able to survive the trials. And she becomes a Witcher. And again, Dandelion, the person at the end of the Witcher, matter of fact, you don't have to play the Witcher. Just type this in on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. Ciri becomes a Witcher epilogue, and you'll hear it yourself. So so you know these guys are grifters because they're literally saying that this is wrong. It's like, well, they didn't play the game and they didn't read the books, because there's plenty of books. And so Jenna A said, you mad? Let me give you a Series S. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know why people are so upset about it, but it's being called woke. I don't know how, if you play The Witcher, you will clearly see this is part of the canon. And it's the same thing they're doing on Mass Effect 4 or 5, whatever they're calling this. Clearly, if you see the trailer of Mass Effect 5 or 4, whichever one you want to call it, okay? If you're seeing that trailer, then you're seeing the Reapers are destroyed. They're not being controlled, and it's not part of synthesis. Okay, so in the Milky Way, races survive. So what is the canonized ending? Destroy. That's the canonized ending. Now, if you chose a different ending, that's fine, because you have 4 different endings. You can fight to the last man. And then Liara dies, and Liara's the last person. She dies on Eden Prime. You can choose synthesis, which is what the Reapers are already doing, so why choose that? You can choose control, but you can't control the Reapers, and each one of these, the 3 out of 4 endings, you die. And then you could choose destroy and destroy them, because that's what you have set out to do since you found out about the Reapers, okay? So they, everything else is a MacGuffin, and so this is what it is. This is how you know these guys are grifters, because they're trying to create rage bait videos so that you go to those, not you, but other people go to those videos, and they give them, and the videos bring the views, and the views bring the money. Okay, that's the way this works. That's the way the algorithm works. They call it playing the YouTube game. Okay, just like as Marlin Gaming Nation in the spring and summer said, Microsoft was going to be competing. Microsoft was going to be doing X, Y, and Z. Microsoft had the greatest gaming show of all time. Okay, now all of a sudden he's like, I told you boys, this was going to happen. No, he did not do that. He's just, this is what we call the great grift. All right. Now all of a sudden he saw this coming. Then why didn't you say this in the summer? You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And these guys are doing it left and right. Yes, Siri is built different. You got that right. She's just built different. she is the Travis Hunter of the Witchers, right? So, and it happens all the time. You had you can just go read books, there's always something that somebody cannot do until somebody does it. All right? A little boy pulled a sword out of a stone. Excalibur was that sword. Okay? I mean, I'm just saying, So, yeah, stop lying. Suri was trained to be the next. Yeah, and then there's the ending where, Garat, the ending I got where she was the Witcher, I do remember Garat gave her a sword, and Witchers can put enchantments on swords and stuff like that. So, it is what it is. And so these guys, and like I said, I think are gaming tourists that are like, well, we got to go get our money somewhere. The election's over. Now we got to get our money from somewhere, right? All right, then. All right. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Again, these are grifters, and they are, they pretty much are getting exposed right now because everybody's like, well, yeah, they're a female. It's not that females couldn't become witchers. They just weren't strong enough. Whatever the trials are, and again, I don't know what that is, but whatever the trials are, they can't, they don't survive it. But because she has elder blood or elven blood, whatever it's called, she can survive the trials. And that's more, and in the epilogue where she becomes a witcher, you all can just go listen to it yourself. Dandelion tells you what happens. That's it. All right, and that's what I think you're going to see is just what are her adventures since she became, when she left the wherever they were at with the sword, and I think that'd be fun because they said she had really great adventures. So that takes care of the two woke things. Now I want to close out here. Been here for almost an hour with Mark Cerny's TED Talk. So if you don't know, Mark Cerny did a brilliant TED Talk today, and I recommend you all go listen to it, where he talked about the how they have announced a partnership with AMD. It's called Project Elmhurst or Elmthirst, whatever it's called, and it's going to be proprietary technology that Sony helps create with AMD, and then I believe this technology is going to overtake NVIDIA's deep learning super sampling. So, but again, did a video today. It's right here. It's on the PlayStation thing. It's you all can watch. I'm not going to play it, but again, he says PS5. This is just let's see here. Let me blow this up here. So it says the PS5, the OG AMD's RDNA 2 GPU architecture, originally released in 2020, while the PS5 Pro uses what Cerny again refers to in the video as RDNA 2X. The new GPU is a mixture of what was already offered in the PS5 with some cherry-picked features from the more advanced, and there it is. This is all confirmed now. All confirmed. All right? So it's confirmed RDNA 3 architecture, and there you go. So remember when we told you, or when I told you, I keep on saying we, I apologize. But when I told you that the RDNA 3 was coming in, that the RDNA 3, these are the 79 and 7900s. Oh, look how much for the GPU. Okay, that's just for the GPU. All right, now this is for 2 years ago. So now you just now are getting an equivalent of that in this. So I'm just saying, I'm just following up on the things I said, right? Okay. It said here that that's paired with ray tracing techniques that Cerny says are from, there you go, future, let's highlight this for you guys, future RDNA tech on AMD's roadmap. So, this is RDNA 4, which has already been talked about. It's already been talked about. All right? Just so you all know that. So, I just wanted to kind of highlight this. And they do talk about machine learning. All right? So we're going to exit this page. Page has become unresponsive. So it does have the machine learning. The Digital Foundry interview, the guy asked him about would PSSR get better? Mark Cerny confirmed it would get better. Okay? So you're just seeing the first one or two iterations of it. It's got machine learning AI. It will get better. They also tell you how it works. And like I said, I'm not going to go into all that, the pixels and the triangles and how they do ray tracing. I'll break some news in a sense that by the time you get to the end, of this generation with the Pro, you will be seeing some path ray tracing gains. Okay, I can tell you that now. And I'm the same person that told you that you're going to be paying $700 for this thing. I'm also told you that Grand Theft Auto, very good chance it's going to have like an early access type thing where you'll be paying over $129. Just get the $129 ready. Just start saving now. Okay, don't complain about it when it comes out. Don't say, "Oh, this is bad. This is terrible. This is not fair. I can't afford it." Just simply buy the damn game. If you want to play it early, early could be 3 days, early could be a week. I don't know what their version of early is going to be with Rockstar, but you're going to get some advanced stuff out there so that they can make money, and they're going to have the t-shirts. It's going to be the biggest intellectual home property since Pac-Man. So you're going to have lunchbox, and Pac-Man had lunchboxes and cartoons and video game. It had everything. So Grand Theft Auto going to have the same thing. You're going to have placement of things in there. You're going to be able to go to the store, a gaming store and buy them. Maybe it goes mainstream. We'll have to wait and see. So I have to see. So they will say the price is woke. It could be. It could be. Yeah, bed sheets had. I do remember the cereal. The cereal was 100% straight sugar. I mean, they didn't even try to do it healthy back in the 70s. It's like, here, give your kid this sugar. We would be acting like a Pac-Man. I'm telling you, running around. I mean, we were playing the game out on the streets. There would be somebody chasing you as a Pac-Man, and then you would be the ghost, and the Pac-Man would you would have to. It was like hide and seek, but except the person looking for you would make that Pac-Man noise. I mean, we were just kids, right? So, and Sony, Jenna Hayes says Sony will likely take over AMD. Well, no, I just think they're going to have proprietary technology that they are going to, when they do a game, you know how they do games now? It'll be, this game was with FSR 3 or whatever they say, FSR 4. And the video will say, well, this game was created with, like the Indiana Jones game. It's got NVIDIA's tech in there, specifically done for NVIDIA, right? Well, AMD will walk out there and say, oh, well, this is presented by Sony's and AMD's new Amherst technology or something like that. It's not, they're partners. They are now partners. They have formed a partnership. And this is why I'm going to say me. This is why I don't believe there's going to be another Xbox console, because this is a public partnership. Now, they are going to always have the better version of all these games because AMD makes these kits. So I don't think Microsoft is going to make another console, okay? That's just me. I'm not, you don't have, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? But that's just what I've been told. That's not the way Microsoft is going to move. They're going to move in the direction they're doing. They are going to do a handheld because that's a good way to get people into their ecosystem cheap. And whether you game on cloud, whether you game on the handheld, whether you game on, which makes no sense to me because if you already, like my girlfriend said, if you already have a tablet and Microsoft puts their games on that, allows you to do Xbox through Windows on the tablet, why in the world would you go out and get their proprietary tech? So that's what she was saying, right? She was saying. So AMD and Sony would be a match, but yeah, they're already partners. Yeah, Video One says Microsoft is done with. In my opinion, they are. Now, of course, let me make this clear. CES is in a few weeks. CES, Consumer Electronics Show, I believe, is in a few weeks, and AMD will more than likely be there. And for all I know, AMD's going to walk out there, and Phil Spencer's going to walk out there, and they're going to announce a new console build. I mean, they very well could. That's not what I'm hearing. So that is just, I'm just reporting that. So y'all know I got a person at AMD I trust. That's not what we're hearing. But you may have missed it, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. So, but now, all right, we're gonna do a little Q&A here. So you come in with your questions. You don't have to do no super chats or anything like that. You know, it is what it is. Happy holidays to you. Save your money, spend it on your kids and your baby daddy or your baby mama or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your mistress or your side dude, whatever you want to call them. So that Phil Spencer is on his way out. I don't disagree. I think that he will resign next year. I think he'll announce his. Yeah, that's what I think. I expect him to resign, to put his resignation in next year for 2026. I agree. I believe Microsoft are doing a handheld. Yeah, I mean, I believe that. I believe they are doing a handheld. But I don't think they're doing a console. Now, CES is coming up, and Lisa Su may walk out there in her pantsuit looking scrumptious and be like, Xbox is doing another full console with AMD. She could say that. I mean, that's fine too. But that's just not what I'm hearing, right? But we'll see. We'll see. So, but yeah, this is the time to ask your questions and see what you all got and all that kind of stuff. So, will Sony send PS6 dev kits to Microsoft? Yeah, if they're going to become a third-party publisher, that's exactly what they're going to do. So yeah, but again, I'm not buying the PS6. I'm not going to rail against it. I'm not going to be one of those people saying, "Who's it for?" It's for whoever wants it. Mark Cerny said what to expect on it. better CPU, better ray tracing. I thought that was good that he told people that. So now that's what you can prepare for. You'll get better ray tracing, so you'll have a better GPU, and you're going to have a better CPU as well. So that's fine too. All right, that's great. Well, yeah, if you're super chatting me, just put the word super chat in here. Why don't we just do that from now on? So outside in gamer night with the super chat ass. What are my thoughts on his video? I actually was able to follow it and understand it. And then I watched him again on Digital Foundry, because of what it looks like happened is Digital Foundry went to Sony headquarters and recorded a video. Then as soon as Cerny's video came out this morning or this afternoon, whenever it dropped, when that video came out, Digital Foundry put their video out. So and again, it's good. And Digital Foundry has another video online that people clipped. And they literally are sitting there saying that Horizon Forbidden West, they can't really tell the difference between DLSS 3, which is the latest iteration, and the PSSR. They said it's a little bit different, but you really got to look close. And then even the guy that wears a dress, I don't know what his name is, said, let the people turn off motion blur. And I thought they already had that in there, but yeah, I don't use motion blur. Except maybe on a Star Wars game, because it gives it kind of that movie feel. And so that's when I use motion blur. So yeah. Is Sarah Bond looking for a job? No. Sarah Bond is going to take over. What they're doing, putting the games everywhere and stuff like that, Satya is listening to Tim, Sarah, and Amy the Hood. He's not really listening to Phil Spencer anymore. So it is what it is. So Jenna says, Sarah Bond, like, I ain't got time for this. Yeah, I mean, she's probably with her family, so it's holidays. And Microsoft didn't have nothing up there. So it's kind of like, watch. And now this doesn't mean she wasn't there. This means that she wasn't in that building. So, so you turn off motion blur, but leave film grain on low on all games. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at with it as well. Xbox woke called Sarah Bond. Well, that's what they're claiming, that she was a member. She's a DEI hire, so that means it's woke. Not supposed to hire a person of color for the job. It's supposed to go to whoever, your friendly neighborhood white guy, right? So, but again, that Sarah comes over. Was it from AT&T or Comcast? And they have stuff on everything. So it is what it is. So. But yeah, such a racist step. Yeah, it's again, they couldn't say affirmative action anymore because that's too offensive. So they came up with DEI and then woke. It is what it is. Xbox fanboys still insist there. Oh yeah, but I don't argue or go back and forth with them because they want to believe something totally different, and so that's fine. To me, if you didn't believe Sarah, then why? Or you didn't believe Tim Stewart last year? Oh, that's not what he meant. Then Amy the Hood came out and backed him up. Oh, you all are misunderstanding. Then all of a sudden they have that thing in March or April, whenever they had it, when Phil Spencer comes out and says, "Oh well, this is going to be these 4 games," and then she asked him point blank, "Is Starfield or Indiana Jones going to be on PlayStation?" And he says no. Well, guess what? We got one more thing, and then, you got, so people start saying, well, see, it's only going to be Sea of Thieves and this game, and this means that PlayStation has a good multiplayer game and all that kind of stuff. So then we see the reality, which is that Indiana Jones was announced for PlayStation, and, Microsoft made that game, but Disney owns that property. Microsoft doesn't own Indiana Jones. That's owned by Disney. Okay? I didn't know Indiana Jones I thought Indiana Jones was Paramount, but my understanding now is that it's like, and maybe it still is, I don't know, but I know all the Indiana Jones movies are on, I think, Disney Plus. So, Sarah Bond needs to be I always celebrate Sarah Bond. That's right. Couldn't believe Chaos Lounge yesterday. Oh, well, like I said, that's that was expected. That was expected. So don't take it the wrong way. He was on there saying exactly what everybody thought he was going to say. So there was no surprise in what he said. So you believe Microsoft will have a powerful handheld better than the Steam Deck? Question is, can they sell upwards of 10 million in 1 year? Can they make it mainstream? Well, we're going to find out. I mean, that's the beautiful thing is that we get to find out exactly what they're doing, and I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So I mean, I have no issue with with what I mean, I must have had to say this 1,000 times. I don't have an issue with what Microsoft is doing. I enjoy the 360 a lot. I enjoy the original Xbox. I mean, my God, Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, all that stuff. I just had a ball. Mass Effect 1 going to the 360. For me, when I got my 360, I still remember that night waiting in line at Walmart, being one of the first 54 people in line or however they did it, and because they had 54 Xboxes, and the people that were in line were line number 68, and they were like, well, you all can stay in line just in case somebody's trying to get it on credit card or the credit card doesn't go through, which did happen. Okay, I remember this. It did happen. But here, let me see this. All right, but overall, yeah, it's it is what it is. And I'm blessed enough that I was able to go and get a 360. I had I played so many games on there. Oblivion, Fallout. I mean, just spending Saturday on it, going out on Saturday morning, doing my Saturday morning walk, coming home, not even watching college football, but actually physically laying down in bed and playing Fallout 3 and just having a blast. So, but it's over with now. That Microsoft has changed, and I don't have an issue with their change. So, it is what it is. Girl Down Under says what dirty chaos lounge? Not really nothing. I mean, I just think that people are taking subject. They were talking about the gaming award stuff like that, and people are taking things that are subjective, like an award. I mean, the only thing that's not subjective is like who wins the World Series. Obviously, there's a World Series winner. Who wins the FIFA Cup or whatever they call it? There's obviously a winner. Who wins the Super Bowl? Who wins the NBA championship? But when things are subjective, like an Academy Award or the Golden Globes or whatever, the BAFTAs, whatever that is, people get into their feelings and, well, I don't think this deserved this and I don't think it deserved that. And it's like every game up there nominated deserved to win. That's what I was saying. And that whole thing they were doing last night, that's why when I spoke, I specifically said, that's why I didn't watch it. Because you, in essence, are taking something that is subjective and you're trying to apply, a cause and effect on it. You can't do it because it's subjective. So it is what it is. Yeah, Microsoft has never won at consumer. Yeah, that's true, but we'll see. We'll see. Microsoft Surface has worked. Okay, Microsoft Surface tablet is arguably the best. It's arguably considered the best tablet out. Okay, that's just the truth. Okay, that is the truth. It just is. And again, that is subjective as well. So again, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not selling you nothing that you all don't know. But this is why I didn't watch it. I mean, I literally the next day came home and said, "Oh, they showed trailer for this, and this. All right, cool. Yeah, Onimusha. Hey, great. Capcom saying they're going to bring back more old IPs. Hey, let's see Parasite Eve. Right? That's great. Okay, that's fine. So I'm okay with that. Sony, announcing their new game, fantastic. Fantastic. I'm excited to see gameplay. And so, yeah, let's have to wait and see how this is going to turn out. And we all do. We all do, right? Right. But all right then, guys, I'm going to jump on off here. It's about 10 till 8, so I got to start winding down the old stiletto there. Dino Crisis needs a remaster. Yeah, we might see it. We might see a Dino Crisis remaster. We might see a Resident Evil Code Veronica. Know a lot of people would like to see that. Also today, Helldivers 2 got a big update. There's going to be a cross update with Killzone, and the Killzone is going to be you'll be able to microtransaction them, and people are hollering again. I don't know why people think everything's going to be on the free. They already did something free for people, so so yeah, that's pretty much it. Bottom of the screen, you put Xmas instead of Christmas. That's woke. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if you do that, yeah, it's woke. So it's funny. Yeah, like I said, to me it's sad, but it's sad you all got to deal with this. So so I feel bad for you all, but all we can do is give you the tools you need to recognize it, so you can just kind of move on. And I don't entertain it. I'm trying to listen to MBG today, and he keeps on saying he's not going to talk about it, but they keep on going over to his chat because he just won't simply say, "Hey, look, I'm a gamer. I don't care about your political agenda. I'm going to wait and see Naughty Dog's new game, and if I like it and I like what I see, I'm buying it in the discussion." I don't know why he won't say that, but he won't. He won't. So that is disappointing, but that's his channel. He's got 100,000 subs, right? So if I can get another 98,000 subs, I'll get that little silver thing too. All right then, guys, I'm a bounce. I certainly enjoyed the podcast. Certainly hope you did too. And I will talk to you guys Saturday morning after my sleep study. Deuces.